Have you ever wondered why some companies fall victim to cyber threats while others remain unscathed? It's a question that keeps many business leaders up at night, and the answer often boils down to two critical elements: research and analysis. In the vast world of enterprise security, these two factors play a significant role. Just as a ship's captain needs a map to navigate the waters, business leaders need a deep understanding of the threat landscape to steer their organizations safely. This understanding, however, is not something that can be achieved overnight. It requires diligent research and thorough analysis. Research in enterprise security is about understanding the specific risks a business faces. It's about delving into the nitty-gritty of your industry, your technology, your data, and even your employees. It's about knowing the ins and outs of your business environment and how it might be attractive to potential threats. The goal of the research is to identify potential vulnerabilities. It's akin to knowing where the chinks in your armor are. Without this knowledge, you might be fortifying the wrong walls while leaving the actual weak points exposed. Once vulnerabilities are identified, it's time for analysis. The process of determining the best ways to protect against potential threats. This could involve anything from implementing stronger firewalls, encrypting sensitive data, or even training employees to recognize phishing attempts. Remember, the threat landscape is not a static entity. It's a shape-shifting beast that grows and evolves as technology advances. That's why research and analysis in enterprise security should never be a one-time affair. It's a continuous process, a never-ending cycle of learning and adapting. In conclusion, the importance of research and analysis in enterprise security cannot be overstated. It's not just about preventing cyber threats, but also about building resilience and ensuring business continuity in the face of adversity. A well-researched and analyzed enterprise security strategy is not a luxury, it's a necessity in today's digital era. Consider two enterprises, one that prioritizes research and analysis in its security strategy and another that overlooks it. Let's paint a picture of our first enterprise. We'll call it Enterprise Alpha. This enterprise, despite having an existing security protocol, fell victim to a devastating cyber attack. The hackers exploited a vulnerability in the outdated software Enterprise Alpha was using. This incident led to a loss of sensitive client data, tarnished the enterprise's reputation, and resulted in hefty fines. In the aftermath, Enterprise Alpha had to invest a significant amount of resources into damage control and system upgrades, a cost that could have been avoided with proper research and analysis. Now let's turn our attention to our second enterprise, Enterprise Beta. Enterprise Beta was also targeted by cybercriminals, attempting to exploit the same vulnerability. However, the outcome was vastly different. Why? Because Enterprise Beta had a well-researched and analyzed security strategy in place. Enterprise Beta, understanding the ever-evolving landscape of cyber threats, had invested in research and analysis. They understood that cybersecurity was not a one-time investment, but rather a constant battle. Their security team regularly conducted audits to identify potential vulnerabilities, such as outdated software. When the cyber criminals attempted to breach their system, they found the vulnerability had already been patched. The attack was thwarted, and Enterprise Beta continued business as usual. In comparing these two enterprises, we see a stark difference in their approach to cybersecurity. Enterprise Alpha viewed security as a static, one-time investment. They failed to anticipate the dynamic nature of cyber threats and paid a hefty price for it. On the other hand, Enterprise Beta saw security as an ongoing process. They invested in research and analysis to stay ahead of potential threats, and when tested, their proactive approach paid off. What's more, the cost of Enterprise Beta's preventive measures was a fraction of what Enterprise Alpha had to spend in response to the attack. So not only did Enterprise Beta's approach to cybersecurity protect them from a potentially devastating attack, it also proved to be more cost-effective in the long run. And so, we see that the difference in outcomes is not merely a matter of luck or coincidence. It's a direct result of the approach each enterprise took towards their cybersecurity strategy. In the world of cybersecurity, the old adage holds true: an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. The difference between the two enterprises: a well-researched and analyzed security strategy. So, what can we learn from this tale of two enterprises? Well, our journey through the landscape of enterprise security has shown us several key points. First and foremost, the importance of research and analysis cannot be understated. It's like the compass guiding a ship through uncharted waters, helping us understand the ever-changing threat landscape. Without it, we're sailing blind, vulnerable to the stormy seas of cyber threats. We've seen how research aids in identifying vulnerabilities. It's a bit like being Sherlock Holmes, sifting through clues to uncover weaknesses in our systems. These vulnerabilities are the cracks in our armor, and identifying them is the first step toward mending them. Next, we've discovered how this research and analysis feeds into formulating an effective security strategy. It's like being a chess player, planning several moves ahead, anticipating our opponent's strategies. Security is not just about reacting to threats, but proactively planning to prevent them. Lastly, we've highlighted the potential consequences of neglecting this crucial aspect of enterprise security. Ignoring research and analysis is like ignoring a ticking time bomb. It might not explode today or tomorrow, but eventually it will. And when it does, the damage will be far more extensive and expensive than if it had been addressed earlier. When it comes to enterprise security, remember this: knowledge is power. Equip yourself with it through diligent research and analysis.